Welcome students of standard 8. Now in the previous video, the complete network, that is by mistake it was written in the what do you call this client server type, but actually it belongs to the peer-to-peer group. Alright, so in that case if you take it this way, this is the example of a complete network. This is an example of complete network. So a complete network is just an example of your client server system. It is it's not an example of client server system. It is an example of peer-to-peer. Now today we are going to discuss about the computer network. The computer network. Okay, we know that we have this terminals are there, and then we have a computer network. Terminal network and the computer network. So we'll discuss about this one. So the beginning was the need for computer network. It arose in way back in 90s, where the U.S. defense, felt the need of communication with its soldiers, with the army people. So that's what happened. They came in contact with ARPA. ARPA was an organization, and with ARPA, what happens? They had a tie-up, and so they developed what was called as earlier was known as ARPANET. Then it became popular in the U.S., and then it was renamed as Usenet. Okay, it was named as Usenet. And then what happens? Thereafter it became so popular that it began to be, termed as what we call it today as Internet. So that's how the Internet got its name. Okay, it was from ARPANET, it became the US, that is the Usenet, and then after that it came to be known as Internet. Now, what are the advantages of a computer network in general? The first advantage that it has is that the information can be easily shared by people. Suppose you want to send some certain information through email, as you know, then I can send my information to anyone. Through WhatsApp, I can send information to anybody across the globe. Then the next one is, it helps in staying updated with the events in and around the world. Now, as you know that today we are, there's an era of pandemic across the globe. So today we know we are able to update our information as to which country is having the highest number of the COVID cases. And so we know exactly that in India also we know about the number of states that are having their the COVID the numbers. And then it keeps on updating. It helps in sharing resources. Now I have a printer and I am connected to the network. It's very easy to allow other people to access my printer over the network. So that is what is known as, it helps in sharing resources. Easy interaction among people through video conferencing and chatting. As you know, we have been doing a lot of chatting. Okay, we chat with people through WhatsApp, we chat with people through Zoom. Right now, it becomes more interactive, and it helps us to communicate our information, communicate our messages to them. Then email allows us to send and receive information. As we know that email plays a very important role in message serving. Then types of computer network. The first one is your personal area network, PAN. Personal area network, like the Bluetooth, is just an example of a personal area network where we have the small geographical area. So these are all based on the geographical area. So the next one is your local area network. We're in the computer lab, where all the computers are connected to one particular computer called a server. So in that case, what happens? That is your local area network. Then you have a campus area network. In some of the colleges and universities, they provide a network system throughout the campus. So that's called a campus area network. Then you have a metropolitan area network. A metropolitan area is a signal system. The signaling system and the cable TV system is just an example of your metropolitan area network. Then wide area network, of course, internet is an example of a wide area network. Now remember, I have given this in a sequence from small to big in terms of geographical coverage area. Okay. Then there are certain terms related to internet. Okay. The first one is, of course, as you know, the internet is a global network. Intranet is a local network. Means that it involves small group of people coming together and sharing the resources of each other. Then uniform resource locator or URL, it is the address of the of the website. So the address of the website is known as a uniform resource locator, URL. The internet service provider. Internet service provider refers to those firms, those concerns, those organizations which provide internet services to its clients. Okay. Then you have IP address. Internet, internet protocol address. IP address, basically it is the address that is provided to each and every website. So each and every website have their own addresses. Okay, that is known as IP address. Then the domain name server. Now this domain name server, basically what happens is, it is just like a phone book. So it is a collection of web pages. It is a collection of websites. In fact, not web pages, rather it is a collection of websites. So all organized in a sequential manner. So that is known as your domain name server. Then you have a web browser. A web browser is basically a software that allows us to search for information in the domain name server. Okay. Then you have a website. A website, what is a website? A website is basically a collection of web pages. A group of web pages are there and they come together, known as a website, and each website has its own IP address. Then you have a web portal. Okay. In a web portal, what basically here it is a collection of organized, okay, when certain thing is, like for example, the school web portal. In a school web portal, what happens is every information is organized in a manner so that people can have an access to those information easily. That is the meaning of a web portal. Then modem, as you know, the modem is a device, it's a communication device. So what basically it does is that it modulates and demodulates the information. That is, modulate means, when I say modulate, it means it converts from analog to digital to analog. It converts the messages from digital to analog. And then after that, what happens? It demodulates. Demodulates means here analog to digital. So the modem is a device, is a communication device that converts the digital signal to analog signal and vice versa. Okay? There are different types of modems here. The first one is your internal modem. That means in some of the computers, what happens, they come along with the modems. Right? And they are inbuilt. So since they are inbuilt, they are known as internal modem. Then we have external modems. External modems, now these days we call them as routers. They are also known as routers. Okay? So these modems, what happens, they are present, they are externally connected to the CPU. Then we have a GPRS modem. GPRS modems, these are early devices, earlier type of modems here. Here GPRS full form is General Packet Reserve Signal. Okay? General Packet Reserve Signal. So here what happens is GPRS system like in the mobile phone. The GPRS has to be, has to switch on the GPRS, and after that what happens is you have a connectivity. Then you have a USB. USB means Universal Serial Bus. Okay, the full form is Universal Serial Bus. Now, USB these are the modems, like for example, dongle. Dongle is an example of your USB modems. Now, these modems, what happens, they do not require electricity. So, you just have to plug in, okay, into the USB port, and you can start working on it. So, these are these are all that we have for today's session. And in case you have any doubt, please go through the chapter and please be prepared with all these topics. Okay, today this is the last of your the holiday session, and when the school reopens, we will continue with the rest of the topic that is left over. So till then, be safe, okay, be happy, prepare some of the assignment, the associated assignment that is going to be given to you, and have a nice day. Thank you.